Thank you all for being here today. My name is Pat Burns. I'm the general manager at City Market. And I can't think of a better way to celebrate my last day as general manager at City Market than to announce the second store in the location that we're going to be building our second store on. So I'm really psyched to be here and to talk to you about this. But first I want to bring up John Tashiro. John is the new general manager who I'm going to say, here you go, John. So, a little bit of history. You know that we have been looking for some time. Well, I started back in 2012 when we did a market study to say, how do we deal with this? And I think it was at the point when our parking lot had a Facebook page called I Hate City Market's Parking Lot, that we knew we needed to do something about the space. And so we started looking, and it became pretty apparent with all the marketing studies we did, and we refreshed these studies over the last couple of years, that down here in the south end someplace was the spot that we could best build a store that will help us take some of the pressure off there, continue to build the success that we've had at City Market, and find a new home down here that will allow us to be even more involved with the community and kind of enjoy the vibrancy of what's going on down here in the south end. We were very fortunate. We looked for some time, and when we realized that some of the properties we were looking at were more encumbered in legalese, we went back to our friends Eve Bradley and Amy Pomerleau and said, you know, what else is available? And fortunately for us, they brought us Dave Wilson and Vermont Railroad, and so we sat down, we talked. There was a great simpatico, Joe Barrett was there too. We realized that there was something we could work on, and so in a very short period of time, we were able to move the process through, so I'm proud to announce that we have a recently signed sales and purchase agreement for the properties that are going to be involved in this. And we were originally going to be down there, but we thought the rain might make us too wet, so we decided to come here today. But I'm going to turn it over to John and let him kind of talk a little bit more about what's going on here. But thank you for being here today, and thanks to all of our partners who are here too, and we'll try to show you them too. So thanks.
Hello everyone. First of all, thank you, Pat, for that introduction. As many of you know, I am the incoming general manager, and for those of you, actually today is Pat's last day as we make the final transition. And I know it's a very large mantle to continue on, but I look forward to continuing the relationship with Pat and also with all of you and our supporters and our members at City Market. I must say that there's a bit of a buzz in the air. And I just want to say how excited I am. And the only way to show it is just to show you the smiles on people's faces in this room, but also throughout the store this morning when they heard about the second store location. It's been a long time coming, as Pat referenced. And I think when we were here just a few weeks ago with the Plan B TV process, that there was a reference to City Market. And we were called since then a number of times to say, is City Market opening up? And I'm proud to say that today we can make this announcement. Obviously we have a lot of work ahead of us from today's announcement to the actual grand opening of the second store. That includes everything like environmental assessments, zonings, and permits, to name a few. We've negotiated with Vermont Railroad that will allow us ample time to conduct due diligence. And really, with that, we've brought along an early draft of what the building might look on the property, along with some green space to improve Briggs Street and some additional space in that area. And we encourage you to take a close look and ask any questions that you might have. As part of this process and as a co-op, we'll also be reaching out to engage our members in the community on our second store planning. Co-op board members, myself, included participating in the Plan BTV process, and we heard lots of community feedback about the need for affordable maker spaces and community gathering locations. I'm sure we'll hear similar feedback and all sorts of creative ideas as we reach out to the South End community and our members to ensure that our new space reflects their needs. Our intent is to create a successful and vibrant market in the South End, alleviate some of the pressures on our current storefront, and create more opportunities for community support and engagement, as well as employment with above-market wages and benefits. I'd like to take a minute to just thank some of the partners who have helped us get to this point. First of all, City Market's board directors, including our newly appointed board president, Julia Curry, Ernie Pomelo and Yves Bradley of Pomelo Real Estate, who have been tirelessly working to really identify just the right property for our store expansion. David Wolfson of Vermont Rail Systems, and Miro Weinberger, and the City of Burlington for their continuous support. We really appreciate the city's partnership, which has truly been part of the success we're experiencing today and integral to our future growth. With that in mind, I'd like to thank Mayor Weinberger for joining us this afternoon and invite him up to say a few words. Mayor Weinberger.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. First of all, let me say congratulations to both Pat and John for this exciting news coming on the day that it does, as there is a transition happening at the co-op. It must be both a very satisfying way to close out your work here, Pat, and at the same time, a very exciting new challenge for you to have, John, just as you're getting started. Let me say, I think this is an exciting vision. I saw it for the first time just a little over a week ago, and I think it is exactly what many people in the South End are looking for. We certainly have some work to do to get from where we are today to it being built, and the city will need to play an active role in that. The current zoning doesn't support it. There are improvements shown on the, east side of the building, which if you were to go drive down that street today, you would see it's very different than what's represented on that plan. But the city has a very long history of partnering with the co-op to see the co-op succeed, certainly in its current location, and I think there is a great basis for that kind of cooperation and support going forward. I think it's what the people of Burlington, many of the people of Burlington want. I think we are well positioned to do that work together in the sense that this proposal, I think, dovetails nicely with a couple of the major initiatives that the city has underway. We have been having this conversation about the need to change in the South End, about the need to look at some of the zoning and perhaps modernize it, update it in certain areas so that the South End, that we both protect what we love about the South End while at the same time allowing the South End to evolve and change and to meet the needs that it has today. And I think this is well placed in that conversation, this proposal. I'm also encouraged by the fact that this rendering shows on it, it does. It shows on there a leg of the Champlain Parkway, which is something we fully intend to get done, and I am happy to see that at least a few people out there in the community actually believe we're going to succeed on that, and show how it will be a positive, having a positive impact on this part of the city. Couple last things. I also want to note and thank the Vermont Railway for their role in this. It has not always been the case that the railroad and the city of Burlington have had the same vision about the future and have been working together. In my 3 years, we've worked hard to change that. We've worked hard to listen to what the needs of the railway are, and I know that Dave and Marianne have done exactly the same thing. And I think when this gets done, when we cut the ribbon there, will add to the growing list of initiatives in which the railroad and the city of Burlington are collaborating and working together and making this community stronger. Congratulations also to Yves Bradley and Ernie Pomelo, who I know have worked for a long time to try to find a way to make a South End co-op a reality in the city. And here is the product of that work coming to fruition, and congratulations on getting it to this point. Look forward to the work and the challenge ahead together.
It's a little far away, so if you want to come up and take a look and see it, but basically what you're looking at is Flynn Avenue here, this is the railroad tracks right here. And so this property currently right here is occupied right along the railroad tracks. So that's the area that we're going to be working with, this is the Vermont Railroad property. So, we're very excited about it and what we're going to be able to do with it. And we're available for any questions or come out and take a look at the picture.